chat about books. And today I have a really special book that I am talking about, and that is Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb. And I read this book in the physical form, as you can see here, but you can also download it from the Libby app, which is what I love chatting with you about, and it's available there as an ebook. So if you need a reminder, you just need to go and use your phone or your tablet, and you can go into your app store and download it there. It's Libby, and then all you need to do is have your library card number close by, and with that, that will allow you to set up your free account where you download ebooks and audiobooks. Super easy, really great. There's items for teens and kids and adults, so you can do a little family read along, or if you just have something that you want to read on your own, that's a great way to do it that way. So I'm so thrilled to talk about Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. I know that I keep saying every time I recommend a book that it's my favorite one that I've talked about, but this really is one of my very favorite books that I've chatted about so far with you. So this is a memoir. It is written by a therapist, and it's about her experience with therapy. So it's a really interesting kind of behind the scenes look at what therapy looks like. If you're not familiar with it, if you've never experienced therapy, it's a great way to kind of dip your toes into that. If you have gone to therapy or do have experience with it, it'll feel very homey and understandable to you. So I really like that when I started reading it. Something I love about this book is how kind it is. And that might be an odd thing to say, but there's just so much empathy and compassion that radiates from this book and from Lori within these pages. And that's why I think so many people have found joy in reading it. That's why I found it to be really healing and lovely to read as well, because it was just delightful. So Lori Gottlieb finds herself in therapy as a therapist, and this happens after her long-term boyfriend, who she thought she was going to marry, breaks up with her. So she has this really life-altering experience happen to her, and so she finds herself in need of someone to chat with, and so she finds a therapist herself. So the book explores her experience with therapy and how she resolves the issues which she's wrestling with. But then also it looks at some of her own patients and their stories. And that's where I really connected with this book as well. There are so many things that her patients were dealing with that she gives this really lovely insights about. And I really enjoyed that connection. So as you read this book, I'm confident that you too will find these connections as well. I love how honest Lori was about her experience and her journey with therapy. I think that it really helped to destigmatize mental health and therapy because there's no shame in that. If you need help, it's important to get help. So like I said, there's so much empathy and love in this book, and it's so easy just to gobble up all of these chapters. I kept reading a chapter and thinking, oh, I'll stop here, I'll go to bed, but I just kept reading and reading and reading. I loved Lori's voice. I loved her style in this as well. I have listened to several of her interviews because of how engaged I found her writing, and I found her interviews to be just as engaging and great as well. So especially right now where the world is a little tumultuous and uncertain, I think that this book is such a balm. It's so comforting and it's so soothing, and you'll feel like you're talking with a friend as you read through this book. If you read the book, I hope that you'll let me know in the comments below and we can chat about it there. If you would like a personalized recommendation, something similar to Lori's memoir or something completely different from books that I've shared earlier, please let me know as well. I would love to share some other books that you might like too. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you will be kind to yourself and kind to others today. Bye.